Porcupine versus Hedgehog. Spiky, but sweet, who wears the best armor? They both wear armor. They both look like walking pincushions, but don't be fooled. Porcupines and hedgehogs are more different than you might think. The porcupine is a big, bold tree climber, carrying thousands of sharp, detachable quills ready to strike. The hedgehog, a tiny ball of cuteness that rolls up tight and lets its spikes do the talking. These two spiky animals may look like cousins, but they're actually worlds apart in size, style, and strategy. One comes from the forests of North America, the other from the gardens of Europe and Africa. So today, we're putting them side by side. Not to fight, because let's be honest, neither wants to, but to see who's got the best natural armor, the smartest survival tricks, and the most lovable personality. Porcupine versus Hedgehog. Let's settle this spiky showdown once and for all. At first glance, you might think porcupines and hedgehogs are related. They're both small. Well, one is covered in spikes and built for defense. But here's the twist. They aren't even in the same animal family. Porcupines are rodents, just like beavers and squirrels. They have long, bodies, big teeth for chewing wood, and an impressive set of quills, some up to 3 inches long. Porcupines live in North and South America, and some species are found in Africa and Asia. They love trees, caves, and rocky places, and they usually live alone. Hedgehogs are insectivores, more closely related to moles and shrews. They're small, round, and known for their adorable snouts and tiny feet. Their backs are covered in short, stiff spines, and their bellies are soft. Hedgehogs live across Europe, Asia, and Africa, often in grasslands, gardens, and forests. Porcupines are much bigger. Some weigh over 30 pounds. Hedgehogs are small and light, usually around 1 to 2 pounds. Porcupine quills are sharp weapons that can detach, while hedgehog spines are non-detachable and used more like armor. Despite all the spines, these two animals are not even distant cousins. Their quills are an example of convergent evolution, when unrelated animals evolve similar traits to survive in the wild. They may both be spiky, but porcupines and hedgehogs live very different lives in different parts of the world, using totally different tricks to stay safe. So what happens when we compare them side by side? Let's dive deeper. Let's talk about spikes. Because when it comes to porcupines and hedgehogs, it's all about the quills and spines. Hedgehogs have 5,000 to 7,000 short, stiff spines on their backs. These spines are made of keratin, the same stuff as your fingernails. When scared, a hedgehog curls into a tight ball, tucking its face, belly, and legs inside. All the predator sees is a spiky ball. Their defense is simple but effective. No open spots, no weak points. But here's the catch. Hedgehog spines don't come out. They're always attached, so they're meant to protect, not hurt anyone else. Porcupines have 20,000 to 30,000 long hollow quills. Each quill is barbed, with tiny backward pointing tips like a fishhook. When a predator gets too close, the quills can detach and stick into the attacker's skin. Ouch. Porcupines don't shoot their quills like arrows. That's a myth. But they do have powerful tails they can swing like a weapon. Their defense is aggressive. The quills don't just protect, they fight back. Both strategies are smart and both work. One hides, one hits back. So, which one would you want guarding your back? You can tell these two animals apart pretty quickly. If they're side by side, let's break it down. Porcupines are big and chunky. Most porcupines weigh 12 to 35 pounds and can be up to 3 feet long with their tail. Long body, short legs, and a round face with big teeth for chewing bark. Their long, sharp quills stand out right away. Some stick out like spikes. Others lay flat until needed. Many porcupines have a thick quill-covered tail they use to strike attackers, kind of like a giant slow-moving pinecone with a serious attitude. Hedgehogs are tiny and cute. Hedgehogs weigh just 1 to 2 pounds and are about 6 to 12 inches long, compact, round, and low to the ground. Their tiny legs and snout make them adorable. Cover their whole back but are short and stubby. Belly and face are soft, very small, and not used for defense. Like a walking spiky potato with a twitchy nose. Porcupines are the bigger, tougher cousins of the animal kingdom. Hedgehogs are the smaller, cuter spitters. Both are built for survival, but their size tells you a lot about their lifestyle too, even though they look alike. Porcupines and hedgehogs live in very different parts of the world, and their homes tell us a lot about how they survive. Porcupine habitats, found in North and South America, Africa, and Asia, love forests, mountains, and even deserts. Some species live in trees, tree porcupines. Others stay on the ground and sleep in burrows, caves, or hollow logs. Active at night, they are nocturnal. They enjoy climbing, chewing on bark, and finding quiet places to stay safe from predators. Hedgehog habitats, found across Europe, Asia, and Africa, live in gardens, fields, forests, and even near farms. They build nests under bushes or piles of leaves. Also, nocturnal. They sleep during the day and hunt insects at night. In colder places, some hedgehogs go into hibernation in winter. They're great diggers and can disappear into small spaces easily. Porcupines are forest explorers who climb and chew. Hedgehogs are quiet ground huggers who dig, hide, and curl. They've each found their perfect corner of the world, and they've made it work with their spiky armor. When they're not defending themselves, porcupines and hedgehogs are busy doing what most animals do best, eating, but their diets are totally different. Just like their lifestyles, porcupines are herbivores, which means they eat only plants. Their favorite snacks include tree bark, leaves, twigs, fruit, and nuts. They have strong, sharp front teeth, just like beavers, that never stops growing. They need to chew on wood and plants to keep their teeth from getting too long. Porcupines are known to gnaw on wooden tools, cabins, and even car tires, anything salty or wood-like. Hedgehogs are insectivores, which means they mainly eat bugs. They love worms, beetles, slugs, caterpillars, and even small frogs or eggs. Hedgehogs also snack on berries, mushrooms, and the occasional fruit. They use their keen sense of smell to sniff out meals in the dark. Hedgehogs will sometimes eat scorpions, and they're immune to the venom. Porcupines are slow, plant-loving monkeys. Hedgehogs are fast, bug hunting, different meals, but both are perfectly adapted to stay fed and full in their own unique worlds. Spikes are cool, but how these animals use them is even cooler. When danger comes close, the hedgehog doesn't run. It curls into a tight ball, pulling in its soft belly, legs, and face. All that's left to see is a ball of spikes. This move is called self-anointing, a built-in security system. Most predators give up quickly because there's no soft spot to bite. Hedgehogs stay completely still in this ball, sometimes for hours, until the danger goes away. Porcupines take a different approach. They don't curl, they stand their ground. When threatened, they raise their quills and shake their bodies to make a rattling noise. If that doesn't work, they charge backward, swinging their quill-covered tails at the attacker. The quills stick in easily, and they're very hard and painful to remove. One jab from a porcupine can leave a predator with a face full of quills. Hedgehogs are like living shields. They wait it out, and it works. Porcupines are like walking weapons. They warn, then strike. So who's safer? That depends on the threat. But one thing's for sure. No smart predator messes with either of them twice. They're spiky on the outside, but what are they like inside? Porcupine personality. Porcupines are solitary and shy. They like quiet places and don't hang out in groups. If they feel safe, they're calm and slow-moving. But if startled, they react quickly. They don't attack for no reason, but if you don't back off, they will defend themselves with full force. Some people say porcupines have a grumpy look, but they're really just cautious. In the wild, staying alert helps them survive. Hedgehog personality. Hedgehogs are also shy and quiet, but they can be more curious than porcupines. They sniff and explore, especially when they feel safe. They're known for making little snorts and grunts while they walk around. Some people say they sound like tiny pigs. Hedgehogs can be friendly when raised by humans and may even enjoy being gently held. They're more social than you might expect, though they still prefer their own space most of the time. Porcupines equals quiet loners with big defenses. Hedgehogs equals tiny adventurers with a spiky shield and a sniffing nose. Different personalities, but both are charming in their own way. So now that we've explored the tunnels, the trees, the diets, and the defenses, the big question remains: who's the true champion of the spikes? On one side, we have the hedgehog, small, quiet, and clever. It doesn't chase, it doesn't fight, it simply becomes untouchable. With thousands of short, stiff spines and an incredible ability to curl into a perfect sealed ball, the hedgehog's defense is pure elegance. It's like nature gave it a suit of armor and said, "Now survive." And it does, brilliantly. On the other side stands the porcupine, bigger, bolder, and built for battle. Armed with long barbed quills and a tail that swings like a spiked club, it doesn't run from trouble. It warns you, then wounds you. Its defense isn't just protection, it's a threat. Two completely different styles. One is a smart shield, the other, a walking weapon. Both are survivors, both are iconic. But when it comes to naming the real quillmaster, that's where you come in. Drop a comment below. Are you Team Hedgehog, cheering for stealth, simplicity, and smart design? Or are you Team Porcupine, impressed by raw defense and fearless attitude? We want to hear your thoughts. Who would win in the wild, or win your heart? If you enjoyed this spiky showdown, give the video a like. Subscribe for more epic animal battles, strange matchups, and wild nature facts every single week. Share this with your spikiest friend, or the softest one who could use a little edge. Because in nature, survival doesn't always go to the fastest or the strongest. Sometimes, the sharpest thinker, or the sharpest quill, wins it all. Stay curious, stay wild.